Hi everyone, welcome to Tarnished Bronze and your favorite spin-off, Erik's Oeuvre, which is where we cover the work of Erik Larsen. And today we are going to be looking at Savage Dragon number 273, which I think is cover dated December 2024. So this is about 30 years into the Savage Dragon now, and it's still going strong. For those of you who don't know, it's in real time, so it's not the original Savage Dragon being the dragon anymore. It is Dragon's son Malcolm, and we are in San Francisco, which is, I think, nearby where Erik Larsen actually lives. And just forewarned is forearmed. I think I got the second issue of the original Savage Dragon miniseries from a secondhand furniture store in a small country town in Australia that also sold comics. This is after the comic boom, but nonetheless, there was still a lot of these like Image comics out there, a lot of the X-Men comics, and I really jumped on board with this one. My first one off the shelf, I think, was number 51. So it would have been going maybe 97, 98. So this is where the she dragon kind of takes over for a few issues. Now, this is all done by Erik Larsen, the writing and the arting and the story with a couple of assists for the colors and the letters. But we get straight into the action, and these Tamaranian looking individuals, these orange people, are from Thangar, and they're some sort of alien race that's kind of infiltrating Earth right now. But the main part of their kind of introduction to the Savage Dragon is they were trying to kidnap one of the side characters, Angel's husband, when they had this wedding issue, which is a few issues ago in Savage Dragon 267. So that's what they're referring to here, but they're in an isolated lockdown kind of plastic celled containment chamber because they're not sure how infectious or what sort of illnesses or pathogens this alien may carry to the rest of the Earth's population. So we've got our medical guy in his hazmat suit, and Malcolm Dragon looks pretty sort of fine because he is fine. He's sort of invulnerable. So we get though right in the action where, you know, our princess is about to be sort of, well, bloodbath this other guy who looks a little bit bony and a little bit of a doomsday vibe or a dark side vibe, is not happy about the princess being sort of captured here. And so we're thrust straight into the action. This is a great double page spread. I've said before, Erik Larsen really does good physicality in his comics. He's got that blend of the sort of larger than life Kirby-esque poses with some of that rubble and some of that extra juice that the Bronze Age artists really kind of brought to the scene. Really good vectors here. Really good vectors on the next page. Like you can feel the thumps, or the chew. You can really kind of get that visceral sort of thrill of this guy is just getting thrown around like a rag doll, and nothing will keep the main villain Bloodbath from the prize there of the Thangarian queen, which I think is a visual call to Starfire, but a language call to, I think, where Hawkman and Hawkgirl and so on and so forth are from. But fortunately, I think our friend evacuates the princess, and then we cut into these B plots. So there's a lot already happening. Malcolm Dragon is in the fight for his life, but his wife is currently being assaulted or on a string of serial sort of sex pest assaults by Mickey Mouse. Yes, that Mickey Mouse, the free to use Mickey Mouse, the off copyright Mickey Mouse, has been making a real nuisance of Maxine, which is Dragon's wife. And just to illustrate a point, it doesn't matter what someone wears. It doesn't mean to necessarily say that they are a target for your sort of offenses. So I really do like how he makes these talking head issues or these talking head scenes quite interesting. You can see the sweat and how uncomfortable the lawyer is here. So just a really great sort of comment, really good B story going on. And we also just get Dragon beat totally obliterated here. There's just great directions, just the intensity. You can see that the cement behind him slowly but surely gets worn down and down and down, just absolutely getting obliterated. No other way to say it. This is just a really solid 6 panels, pretty Giffen-esque, actually, just repeating that theme. And then we have a cut. So in another dimension, Dimension X, Dragon's friends and from another sort of reality have actually swapped bodies. So his friend, who is the police officer's son who originally got his dad into the police. And if I am being really obtuse and obscure here, this has been going for 273 episodes, but nonetheless, Mr. Glum, this little red guy, is a really big major villain, kind of like Hellboy, but kind of pint-sized like a teddy bear. And his mind has been swapped for the growing up angel's husband, and so they are trying to get back to our Earth. And Angel, or adult Angel in our reality, is trying to get back to Dimension X to find and rescue her husband. So how exactly are they going to get out of this mess? Meanwhile, Dragon looks down for the count in that top panel. That is a really good view of the cityscape. Just another silent 6 panels here that just really tell a great story. Erik Larsen is very good at these kind of like telling a story in comics. It's just something that he's been doing for over 40 years, and just it really just really works. However, it's not all good news for him, as the princess has decided to spoil, or she's no longer pure and unspoiled. So she's sullied herself with this guy in the hazmat suit, who obviously isn't really worried about interstellar pathogens anymore. And rather than just let bygones be bygones and go and find some other fish in the sea, our main villain, Bloodbath, decides to fall on his sword. So that is something that you'll find in Savage Dragon issues. There's some done-in-one villains that look really cool, that have a good vibe about them, that have kind of a backstory, and they're just done away with. So very unceremoniously, Bloodbath is done away with off his own bat. And so here we now have Angel, which is the current adult Angel in our reality, try and go back in time, or try and not go back in time, but try and traverse to the Dimension X. And so Captain Tootsie here is helping her get that machine so she can go to Dimension X, which is all of these planets out here, and she can try and find her husband, who is in Mr. Glum's body. And she doesn't know it yet, but she will rescue or hopefully find little Angel. However, Lieutenant Darling slash Glum is in the mind of Lieutenant Darling, and Glum is wanting to get Angel back and then really stop this body swapping thing from going on. So it looks like Captain Tootsie might have didn't quite buy the farm, but he's in a lot of trouble. And it looks like Angel is going to have a thorn in her side when it comes to trying to find Glum, or Glum, her husband, who is in the body of Glum. And if you just look at these 2 pages, one after the other, it's just really cool the way that this kind of goes up on here. And you might notice that my photocopies aren't really that good from my comic book. So there's you can get these issues all at your local comic store, or you can get them digitally as well. And one of the last things is we didn't see how Savage Dragon was, or how Malcolm Dragon was at the end. It seems like he was beaten into a bloodied pulp, as you can see here. But it seems like he was able to celebrate Maxine's birthday in a very amazing fashion. So I've cropped out most of this panel, but you can see that her birthday was very satisfactory for all parties. Malcolm Dragon is alive, but pretty banged up. And in the next episode, we'll be getting into trying to find Mr. Glum, and we might be going out to Dimension X. So once again, this is just a really solid episode of comics. If you haven't tried it, every issue is kind of a jump on point. A lot of them have these one and done storylines. It's the problem with old comics is that you're going to have to catch up, but Savage Dragon is something where it's relatively easy to catch up. There's lots of trade paperbacks, there's lots of collected editions, there's kind of like an essentials version, which is all black and white reprints. I can't get enough of it. I hope more people get into it. And it's just got something for everyone. It's got this solid cartooning, it's got these B and C plot lines, it's got sci-fi, it's got violence, it's got grim and gritty, it's got adult content, it's got childish content. It's just really fantastic, and I hope that some of you see this, and I hope that some of you sort of pull the pull the trigger and go and get an issue of Savage Dragon and give it a try. There's different eras, so if one particular era isn't to your taste, I'm sure that there'll be another one. But I really love it. So get out there and get some comic books and enjoy some comic books. And if you like this, like, follow, subscribe, or comment. And we will see you soon with Patrick on another episode of Tarnished Bronze. Thanks again.